What's up, guys? I'm BTC. The Archives event is going to be arriving very soon. Today I'm going to go over when the event is going to start, as well as what we can expect changes from previous year, and of course, my predictions for the legendary and epic skins. Let's begin by looking at when the event is going to start. The first one was 2017, and that began April 11th. The next year it was April 10th. The next year it was April 16th. And then last year, 2020, it was March 12th. So way earlier than it had been, but that was because they kind of moved some stuff around last year. This year, it's almost certainly going to be in the same time frame as we had for the first 3 years, which is the beginning of April. It is possible that they could start the Archives event as early as maybe this week or next week, but I find that unlikely because we just got the mini event for Roadhog completing, and I think they're going to have at least a little bit of time before they start the next event. So my guess is that the Archives event for this year will start probably on the 6th of April, maybe up to the 13th of April. I don't think they're going to start it much further beyond maybe like the 15th of April. So basically anywhere between April 6th and April 15th is the most likely time when the event is going to start. As for the event itself and the game modes, what can we expect? What kind of changes from previous years? Unfortunately, if you're looking for an entirely new campaign, mission, whatever, that's almost certainly not going to happen because Blizzard is putting all of their focus into Overwatch 2. So what we're going to get is the same 3 events that we've had before, which is the Uprising, Retribution, and Storm Rising. And what they like to do is create new challenges. So last year, we had a couple of different challenges where maybe the enemies would do more damage up close, or maybe you couldn't heal any of your teammates, all that sort of stuff. And there's going to be different kinds of achievements and different challenges that are going to go along with these. Now, are they going to be the exact same as last year? Maybe, maybe not. I think that they will probably want to at least add more stuff. The thing is, there are certain achievements in-game that are based off of those challenges. So if they remove those challenges or if they replace them, then those achievements are not going to be possible to get anymore. And I don't think Blizzard really wants to do that. At least they haven't done that yet. You can always try to get the achievements from the previous years. So if anything, I think what's probably going to happen is they'll add more challenges on top of what we've already had in the past. Now, I don't know how they're going to handle this, whether they're going to shorten the amount of time for each of these before they get released. Because what they did in previous years is they have the first challenge for a week or so. I think it was a week. And then the next week they would have a different challenge. And then the third week they would have the last challenge. Well, what they might end up doing with this is they might just shorten it to just a couple days. Or perhaps all of the old ones will be unlocked right away. And then the new ones will get unlocked slowly over the course of this event. But are they going to have any major changes to the maps or to the story or anything like that? No, probably not. I just think that maybe some of the enemies will be a little bit more interesting with these challenge changes to the game mode, but for the most part, it's gonna be kind of the same thing that we've had before. Although, in fairness, some of the challenges were actually pretty fun, and they were interesting to go back and try to do. So, I'm not saying that it's gonna be complete garbage or anything, but if you're looking for something brand new, or if you're looking for a teaser for Overwatch 2 storyline, or building on any of that, I don't think that's going to happen. As for the brand new legendary and epic skins, I do have some idea of what we might be getting. For those that have been around for a while, you've seen this before. It's the Excel sheet. I have a whole bunch of them that I use to track all of the different character skins, what they've gotten in previous years, what they've been getting recently, total numbers of stuff and that. And it proves to be fairly reliable at predicting what we're going to be getting in the next event. So for this event, I have 5 of the legendary character skins and 3 epics because Blizzard has been fairly consistent putting out 5 skins, 5 legendaries, and 3 epics for each of the events. So that's what I go off of. So the first character that we're going to be looking at for a brand new legendary skin is going to be Brigitta. And the reason for this is because she has not gotten any of the character skins for the Archives events at all ever. Not a single legendary, not an epic, nothing. And for this last year, she did get a little bit of stuff. She got a legendary and an epic earlier in the year. But for the total amount of legendary skins, she's still pretty low on that total number. So that's why I'm saying Brigitta gets a skin this time. Next up is Diva, who also has never gotten any character skin for the Archives event. Not an epic, not a legendary, nothing. And Diva has been out since the game was first released. For her in this last year, she's only gotten one skin from all of the events, and that was a legendary for the Halloween event. So this is another character that hasn't gotten anything for the Archives, and hasn't been getting too much stuff recently. So I think it is quite likely that Diva is going to get a legendary skin. So that's pick number 2. Number 3 is going to be Lucio. While he did get a legendary skin for the Archives, that was several years ago, and we've seen that Blizzard will very easily give out new legendary skins, even if a character has already gotten one for an event in the past. So that's quite common, and there's really no reason to think that they wouldn't do it again for Lucio. And for him, he has gotten 0 character skins for the events in the last year. Not a single epic, not a legendary, nothing. So he hasn't gotten any character skins from the events in a year, and he also hasn't gotten something from the Archives for several years, so I think he's also pretty good choice for the legendary skin. Next up is Symmetra, who, again, I feel like I have to keep putting this character on every single prediction sheet that I make, because she just hasn't been getting anything. So, again, Symmetra hasn't gotten any legendary skins in over a year. She did get an epic for last year's Archives, but that doesn't really matter, because characters will get an epic one year, a legendary next year, or vice versa, so that's not really a big deal. So she does have an epic for the Archives that she did get last year, but she hasn't gotten any legendaries in a very long time, so I think that Symmetra is another good choice for a legendary for this event. And next up for the number 5 legendary is going to be Hammond, who also has not gotten any legendary skins for this event. He did get an epic a couple years ago, and he got a legendary earlier in the year. He got one for the anniversary event, but that was still quite a while ago. So those 5 characters, Brigitta, Diva, Lucio, Symmetra, and Hammond, have not been getting a lot of stuff recently, or they have not gotten anything, or it's been a long time since they've gotten something for the Archives event. So those are the 5 that I have for the legendary skins. Moving on to the epic skins, the first one's going to be Farah. She did get legendaries this year. She got one actually for last year's Archives missions, and then she also got one for the Summer Games, but she hasn't gotten an epic skin in quite a while. So I think that there is a possibility that Farah could get an epic for this, but that one, I'm not so certain on that one. Next character is going to be Sigma, who, like some of the others, has never gotten a character skin for this event. Obviously, he is a fairly new character, or new-ish character, but he hasn't gotten anything from the Archives event. He has gotten several pretty cool-looking legendary skins, and he did get one not too long ago for the Halloween event, but if they're going to give him a skin for this, I think there's a decent chance it'll be an epic. The thing is, he already has several legendary skins that kind of take the role of the Archive skin. Now, it's possible that he could get like a scientist-looking skin, kind of like with the lab coat and all that sort of thing, and maybe that could be a legendary for Sigma, but I don't know. He did just get a legendary not too long ago, and maybe I'm kind of leaning a little bit more towards epic, though I think that there is a good possibility that he could also get a legendary instead. And then the number 3 epic is going to be Zenyatta, who also hasn't gotten anything from the Archives event. Not a legendary, not an epic, nothing. But he did get several legendaries earlier this year, and he just recently got one for the winter event as well. So if he gets a skin, I'm kind of leaning a little bit more towards it being an epic, since he did just recently get a couple of legendaries during the course of the year. So those are going to be my picks for this upcoming Archives event. Brigitta, Diva, Lucio, Symmetra, and Hammond for the legendaries. Farah, Sigma, and Zenyatta for the epics. But now I want to know, who do you think are going to get the character skins? Pick 5 legendary and 3 epic, and let me know down in the comment section below who you think will get those skins. A big thanks to all the Paragons and other channel members for all your support. If you'd like to become one and grab some cool rewards, click the join button down below. Also, if you enjoyed the video, drop a like before you leave, and remember, always blame the controller because it's never your fault.